Hey everybody, Eric here from the MMG. We are checking out GolfTopia. This one I'm very excited for. It is actually designed and published by MinMax Studios, and I am a huge fan of Sim Golf, the original. Played the heck out of it. I played a lot of simulation games, just overall, it's one of my favorite genres, and I played a lot of golf simulation games. They never really seemed to hold up to how good Sim Golf was. And now playing GolfTopia, I have finally found a spiritual successor. This game is fantastic. It is almost like Sim Golf put out an expansion called the Futuristic DLC or something. So this game is obviously 20 years newer almost. It's got better graphics. It's got a better menu system. It's got more options. It's got more things to do. It's a really good game by itself, but it also has a futuristic elements added in, which adds a lot of variety and fun to the game. With that said, if that doesn't sound appealing to you, you can pretty much avoid all the futuristic stuff and just make a very basic hole. Like you'll see here as I design my course. You don't have to get futuristic. You can mix it up and do both and please every golfer. So let's jump into the game. I'm going to show you the different game modes and we'll start building our course. Alright, so when you start a brand new game in GolfTopia, you have a bunch of options here. You can set how you like your land to look. Grass, mountains, hilly, water, all that stuff. Quite a bit of settings. You can regenerate map. Does it pretty quickly, just like this. There's a new map. You can do next step, and then this is where you can change even more settings for the different difficulties and all different things you can think of. But before we do that, I do want to go back one step. I forgot to show you something. This is kind of important, especially if you want to plan out your golf course for the future. You can pick what square that you start in. So you can start over here, anywhere you want. I usually like to start on one of the edges, not on the inside, which is default, because I like to work around the golf course, basically. So I usually get the one with the most land, which looks like it's either, well, probably this one right here. So we're going to start here with our course. We're going to keep everything on default. Welcome. And then the land you own is over here. Now, to buy land at first is not too expensive, so you don't really have to worry about it. And I'll show you that here in a second. If you click on right here, buy property, $500. So not expensive at all to buy that first set of land, but it keeps going up every time you purchase land. So you do want to be careful with that. First thing you're going to pop down is your clubhouse. This is where all the golfers start from. I usually like to put it on one of the edges, maybe right here. Now the red squares you cannot build anything on. So see these red squares, too steep. So you do have to be careful of that, but I think we can sneak it in right here on the edge. Let's see here. Too close to sea level. Oh, you can't be on the blue tiles either. I didn't see that. Oh, look at that. One blue tile blocking us there. There we go. There we've got our clubhouse down. Ooh, this looks like a fun one. We can put it first tee up right here. Oh yeah, we're gonna totally do that. Okay, so we're gonna work on that. We're gonna actually grab the tee, and look at that. That is gonna be beautiful. Okay, and we're gonna put this baby down right here. You know, it's kind of a walk for them for that first tee, isn't it, from the clubhouse? That's okay though. Path down. All right, let's continue with building the hole. Next, we can build the actual hole. How far do we want them to go to make this? This is the great thing about this game. It's not just like most golf games. It's futuristic. It's fun. They want you to add in futuristic things and skill boosters and all that stuff to make the hole entertaining and fun for the golfers. Now, with that said, you don't necessarily have to do all that. You could build just a normal golf course, and it can get really high ratings. I've had normal holes with nothing really at all, making it futuristic or having like skill boost or having any of these. Let me find them real quick. What are they called? Crazy devices is what they're called in this game. So there's like fans and ball launchers and boost pads and bumper rails. And I didn't have any decorations either, and the hole was still rated an 85. So I mean, you can do really well just building like a normal golf course if that's all you're looking for. They do offer more. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this first hole pretty long. We're looking maybe like this is not that long, but you got a water boundary there. You got natural sand. It looks. I mean, we're gonna have to cover that sand up. Maybe we'll put the hole right there. One thing you want to do is you want to take your time building your holes. You don't want to get in a hurry. One thing, you'll run out of money. And two, it's more about making the hole work for the golfers and getting a high rating. That's going to drive your membership. and get more people to want to come to your golf course. So we got that. Let's put some fairway down. There's a couple different types of fairway. There's firm and just normal fairway. I think I'm going to leave some of this sand, but I'm going to cut it off here. So we're going to have a pretty big fairway. We're going to make them drive it a good distance to get to that fairway over this hill at least. Shouldn't be hard for most of the golfers. And yeah, so this is what a simple first hole looks like. Now I'm going to add a little more green because it's only a small circle. And on your sizes right here, you can adjust the sizes over there on the right hand side with R and F. We're going to shrink this down, and I'm going to actually make this swallow around the fairway a little bit on both sides. There we go. Give them a little more room. Take up a little bit of that. There we go. Get some tree action in there because you don't want your golfers to do bad. You want it to be a challenge. That's kind of the hard thing, is getting it just right. I'm not a huge fan of the way that green looks right there, but it's not about me. It's about my golfers. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's see about decorations. Golfers, they like their decorations. So you already have a lot of nature around here, which is good. We can add different things like maybe a wooden flower pot right here. And that looks like a nice decoration. See that circle? That's what it encompasses. So actually, if I put it like right here, maybe I can get the tee for the next hole, or maybe up here. It just depends on where you want to put everything, really. You don't want to put your holes close together either, so I wanted to deter you from doing that. Right here, a ball may hit it. I don't know. Depends on how good our golfers are. I might just go with the original spot over here. Pop it in right there. There we go. Okay, now let's look at some of the other hazards you can put in here. There is cut rough, sand trap, mud bunker, the dirt, the grass, the pathway. And so that's the different ones you can put in right now. Right now, I like this hole a lot. It's got, because this is grass right here and it's got sand right there. It's really not a lot to do. Cut rough, maybe, to make it look a little bit nicer. Alright, so what I've done here is I put in a booster tube. This is a transport tube. I put in a trans tube, which allows them to get from one location to another much faster. Since I'm up on a hill like this, and there's no good way to put a path down, and you don't want to walk around, that would take forever. This is going to greatly increase this hole's happiness for the customers. They're not going to be waiting on the next player. Alright, so I think this hole looks pretty good. Let's open it up and see what kind of score we get out of it. So when you have the hole selected right here, all you do is check the little unlock button here. And now my first hole is open. Clubhouse is ready to be open. We got to open that too. Let's do that. Now we are open for business. One thing you can do, and that I recommend that you do on these holes, is if you click on it, you can do test the hole. And you can see how 10 golfers' balls are going to land and where they go. So completed 10, failed 0, best score 3, worst score 4, average a 3.1. So you see we had quite a range there. That's what it's going to look like now for these golfers. Let's see how the hole rates. My ball went into the drink. -1. Who hit it into the water? Man, this is the bad shot. So we're gonna fix that real quick. 'Cause it must have rolled in the water. Didn't watch it. I thought that transport tube would be far enough out of the way, but it's really not, which is kind of worrisome. We're gonna move that. We're gonna move that transport tube. I don't like that. Alright, so I sped some things up and I completed some holes. I'm going to show you guys what I got. This is what I recommend you do when creating your first 3 holes before you're ready to upgrade your clubhouse, is work on your first 3 holes, kind of do things differently, learn some things as you go. You're going to want to use, when you click on the 2 thing, I'm going to click this right here, the test hole button. It will shoot 10 hits, see where they land. You need to use this to kind of cater to your golfers. You want to make sure that the course is a challenge and difficult, while also being easy to do for the golfer. So as you can see, I put hills up near the fairway because a lot of people were hitting off the fairway. These hills kind of keep the ball in here in the line. I put a fan here, which adds a little bit to the craziness level of this hole, but it also blows the golf balls that would land up here onto the fairway. I also put another fan. I also put bumper rails in back here in the back. You can see these are attractive because they keep the ball on the green and they're fun for the customers to use, and it drives the excitement for the hole. For a challenge, I put a mud pit in right here. You want it to be there, but you don't want it to be everybody to be hitting it, if that makes sense. because that's just going to lower the hole rating. You see right now I'm at 106, which is really good for a hole in my opinion. I mean, obviously you can go up even higher. I don't even know what the max is, to be honest. And you can see your ratings right here of what everybody thinks of the hole and where it's at and the challenge and everything. Let's look at my next hole. Also, as you can see, I did include some decorations. You add to your score, and I tried to put them in the middle so they would trigger off both of the holes, not to clutter it up. And I have a stone thing here, obelisk. That's the first hole. Now let's look at the second hole here. It's my lowest rating. Right now it's at an 81. I kind of tried to go craziness right at the beginning with this ring of fire that every golfer, their drive is going to drive through. And they're going to land here, have a booster pad right here. I had some bumpers here on the side. It didn't really work out. So let me show you what it looks like on hole 2. You see people hitting on the sides a lot. I had a bumper right there and it was kind of working, but not really. I ended up just taking it off. I wanted this hole to be kind of a little bit more of a challenge. So you see the challenge levels are high and difficulty's high for this one. I put a stone arc here because everybody was hitting through onto the little backside fairway here. And then for this one, I also put some artwork and a light in here and transport tubes. I forgot to mention that. So you want to make sure you have transport tubes in so your golfers can get to and from the hole fast. If you have bigger holes, or like on this one I have a land block, like they have to walk all the way around to get through there, and then I put water, they can't even get there. Now I can put a bridge there, which I did over here. And bridges are nice because people actually like to walk across the bridges. It actually increases the golfer's happiness. So yeah. Alright, so that's the second hole. The third hole, my best hole so far, as you can see the ratings at a 159. So 150 is apparently not the max. I should have known that. But you can see on this one I actually decided to throw some snacks in. So I have a snack bar and a drink bar. And then I have a bench right here for people to sit down and a trash can. You can also see the level of how many things get used. Last used 8 minutes ago. Last used 9 minutes ago. 1 minute ago. And you want to make sure if it's not used at all, it will actually show up as it'll get an exclamation mark over the top of it, and it'll let you know, hey, this isn't being used. So for this hole, I didn't go any craziness hardly at all. I have one fan right here, just to kind of get them get the balls going in the right direction if they happen to hit over this way. That's really the only craziness factor I have in this hole. This is pretty generic hole, pretty flat, straight here for the fairway. Whoops, what I did there. Pretty flat straight way here for the fairway, and then the green's pretty flat. I do have some decorations here as a large flower, just a sand pit. So, you know, sometimes keeping that simple is the best method. This hole is unique because of the large water obstacle. Let me show you some examples here. Kind of want to play it close. You don't want the red balls are the worst golfers. You don't want them hitting the water. That's definitely a negative rating. So this plant is another decoration I put in, and then the transport tube is arched in a way that I haven't seen anybody hit it. So even though it's right on top of them, everybody seems to hit it straight from the very beginning, and nobody really hits it, so I left it alone. Ideally, I would have arched it out the other way, but since it was working, I didn't mess with it. Alright, so that's what my first 3 holes look like. You can see up here I'm making almost $2 grand every cycle now, and I have tons of money because I've been letting it set and watch. A couple other things I want to mention real quick about this game. You have what's called orbital power, and you can do different things with it. Mysterious happy beam makes golfers happy. You can extract money from them, extort them. Skill injection makes golfers superior. Moat resupply, fill your turrets, vending machines, and other structures that need restocking. So yeah, you do actually have to restock these. See the suppliers down right here, and you can see how often it's supposed to service them. You have robots that'll do that. You have to build more centers later on when you get golf course gets bigger. But yeah, so once you get your first 3 holes done, and you know you've let it play out, and they're all have a pretty good rating to them, then it's time to actually upgrade your clubhouse. So if you click on your clubhouse, you'll see that you can upgrade it. Let's see what it costs from you real quick for this level. Upgrade is $4,000. And that's going to give you +3 max holes. You can also build a driving range, a putting green, a lawn mortar, which you use to blow up weeds, decorative lights, and a course exit. So course exit's actually really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do the upgrade right here, and it kind of goes over everything for you again. But I need a course exit because you can see that being my last hole right now, it's a long ways away from the clubhouse. And they have to walk to the tunnel way over here to even get there, then run down there. It's kind of a bit of a trip. But I'm going to put an exit in here probably, but I'm going to also keep continuing on and build 3 more holes here. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to expand. So I'm going to buy some land. So if you come over here to the buy property option. Okay, so the first time you buy a section of land, like I did right here, it's $500. And the next time you buy, it's $5,000. And the next one is $8,000. And when you expand your clubhouse, you see I'm getting bronze memberships now. These are people actually wanting to be members of my golf course. So when they finish their round, if they had a good enough time, then they'll buy a membership. And that's what that is. That's recurring money. And that's what you want. So that's the whole idea of this game. So, all right. Hopefully that's a good overview for you of GolfTopia. This is by far my favorite golf simulation game I played since Sim Golf way back in the day. It's $20 on Steam, and I recommend it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Have yourself a great day.